GECV is back with Islington Radio. I'm proud and absolute pleasure to introduce Fynesse Banks. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Glad to be here.
And finally, it's been building up for a little while, this interview now, and it's been steadily coming, and I know the team's coming on bit by bit in the coming weeks. It just felt fitting for the lady behind the music to be stepping up first.
Yes, I'm very grateful for you giving me the platform to talk about everything, and I'm very excited for this. Been looking forward to it.
I know you were born and raised in Brooklyn to a certain age.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you now?
So right now I'm in Florida. I moved here about 3 years ago to go to college. I went to Fullsail University out here. And after graduating, I started doing the whole independent thing and releasing music with artists from not only in Florida, but from New York as well, because I branch out everywhere to see if anyone's willing to work and collaborate.
So let's take you right way back to when you was at school, and I do believe you were really well versed within music itself. I mean, not only was you just like, first chair in violin in the school orchestra, I dare say there was more to it as well.
Yes, so I was in an orchestra for about 3-4 years while I was in school. I conducted plays and stuff, so I was the first chair with professionals as well, working with them. They felt that I was ready, so I was like, let's get to it. I create my own pieces of orchestral work, and it's a whole roundabout. Like I don't stay in one box, so I like to do different things, whether it be the orchestral or film music, stuff like that, and into the commercial music as well. So,
do you mind me asking, are your family well versed in music?
They are. My father was a DJ, and he used to produce as well a while back. My mother was in bands, which is where I get my kind of orchestral background from. She played the clarinet. My brother plays the guitar and the bass. So yeah, everyone in my family is basically musically inclined.
Wow. Do you ever, if you don't mind me asking, do you ever actually come together and sing, jam together?
We do, which is funny. There's a lot of things that we do as a family. We'll be in a group and one of us will start something and then the other will continue and be like, okay, we gotta write this down. My brother and I actually started something that I'm really proud of. And hopefully pretty soon everyone will be able to hear it, but it's a secret for now.
I suppose it's good having more than one soundboard to actually go to for advice and to say, listen to this, do you see where I'm going with this?
Yes, it's very cool to, especially when it's like so close to you, when you know that you have family that's not going to steer you wrong, and you can be confident in their advice and their decisions.
I wasn't entirely sure how long you'd been in Florida for. So really then, Brooklyn, the actual music scene within Brooklyn, the hip hop scene in particular, has had a massive bearing then on the influences of your music.
Yes, very much so. I remember when I first really started out with producing, I kind of felt like I knew I was good, but I was also the one that was experimenting a lot with my sounds and stuff. So I would incorporate hip hop with probably like EDM and stuff like that. And if you look on my SoundCloud, that's where I used to post all my old beats and make little mashups with other songs. It doesn't sound New York-ish. It just sounds like someone just mashed genres together and was just creating something cool. So that's how I started out when I was in New York and when I was younger, just becoming the producer that I am today.
Did it enable you to find your own style then?
Somewhat. I feel like there's still more to learn because there's always something to learn, and you learn something new every day. I wouldn't say that I found a particular style. I just know that when it comes to different genres, I'm able to incorporate my own flavor to it, if I can say that. So,
And musically, even the basic elements musically, New York couldn't be further away from Florida, Miami, the actual sound. I mean,
yeah.
there's the Hispanic kind of flavor and feel to a lot of music in Florida, even the beats. Have you found that influence in your, or are you staying true to
Um, I mean, like I said, branching out is something that I love doing. I definitely like listening to music in clubs and stuff like that. I definitely do incorporate that into my music because I'm not the type to just stay in one lane. I like to do different things and see where my mind can go and see where my music can go and grow in itself. So I've definitely tapped into the Miami, the reggaeton and stuff like that, and it's always fun to play around with.
Have you found yourself drawn into the actual DJing scene at all there?
So there are a couple DJs that I've gotten in touch with. Um, so it's basically we've gotten in touch with them, and a lot of them have played some of my music
Oh,
into
cool.
clubs, which I'm very grateful for. Um, and I have like different genres. So it was like there's no one club that I can be in. I can be in many clubs. I have dance hall. I have kind of like a rock-esque type song as well. So it's like I can be literally anywhere because there's something for everyone.
Right, we're going to jump between because we've got some little quick fire questions for you. And some are based in New York and Brooklyn, some are based in Florida. So we're going to start off, RZA or Alchemist in terms of producing?
Oh, RZA, 100%.
I saw him on your feed. Method Man or Redman?
Method Man. Sorry, Red.
Wu-Tang or Lost Boys?
Wu-Tang all day. Got to.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Ooh. I'm sorry, Nas. I'm gonna have to go Jay-Z.
You're not calling that one.
I'm not. I have to go Jay-Z. That's Hove. That's Hove. I gotta go with Hove.
Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B?
Mm.
That's
Wow.
a tough one as well, you know.
Oh, wow. Wow. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Cardi B. I love Cardi B. Cardi B's day. I'm a day one. Cardi B. Let's go Cardi B.
Her lyrical content is more kind of punchy in your face,
Yeah.
isn't it? Really.
Yeah, she has her little uniqueness. I really do enjoy her music. Megan Thee Stallion, I do too. But if I had to like pick one, I'm always in a Cardi B mood.
Mary J or Alicia Keys? Oh,
Wow. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to go with my queen Alicia Keys. She's inspired me too much for me not to pick her. I'm sorry, Mary.
I absolutely agree. Eve or Gwen Stefani?
Eve.
Good call.
Eve.
Back to New York. MC Light or Lil Kim? Brooklyn.
Let's see. Let's go Lil Pim.
Oh, Talib Kweli or Mos Def?
Mos Def. Yes.
I prefer Mos Def as well. Nicki Minaj or Nitty Scott?
Nicki Minaj. Gotta go with the queen.
Tough one, this one. Lauryn Hill or Beyonce?
Ooh. Hmm. Okay. Oh, I'm not gonna say vocally. They're both Yeah, not gonna do the vocalist. We're gonna go on lyrics and songs and stuff like that.
It's that first album, isn't it?
Yeah.
That Lauryn Hill's first album, Miseducation.
Yeah, that I was listening to that the other day, which was very funny. I'm gonna go Lauryn Hill. Love Beyonce, but Lauryn Hill, that's too much skill.
What's the best album, in your opinion, in regards to production that you've actually witnessed and you sit there and you think, wow, I wish that is the album?
So far as in production, it's a Timbaland album. I believe it's called Bounce, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, Bounce. It's Timbaland always, I say this a lot, but the experimentation he has with his sounds is always inspiring to me. The fact that he'll go outside, record rain, or he'll hear something and be like, oh, that's a cool sound. And it's like, it's not sounds he'll make in his software. It's sounds that he'll hear outside, and he'll just be like, oh, let's either record it or try to copy it and put it inside. And I always thought that was like a cool concept, because there's a lot of times where I'll be half asleep and there's birds chirping, or I'll hear like a motorbike revving or something, and I'll be like, okay, let's see if I can get this and record this really quick before it goes away, and see how I can incorporate that. And that's how sound design pops up, because I love doing sound design and creating stuff, crazy stuff.
Have you incorporated that into any of your music recently, where you've actually found some like eclectic sound that you didn't expect?
I have in a couple songs. It's not big now. More of what I incorporate from outside is more in the music that will be put out. But
Yeah.
what I have out now, there's like little like accents and stuff that I would hear or think about. If you listen to Worth It, one of my songs that I produced, there's it's a
Stina,
slight,
is that Stina? Stina
yes,
Jones?
yes. Shout out to her, by the way. Shout out to Stina Jones. There's a sound in there. I'm a big anime fan, and I like the power-up sounds. And there's like a quick like high tune that I used in it, which I thought was pretty cool. And I like Endanger, the drum. I kind of tried to mimic the sound of a basketball for the kick drum, which I thought was pretty cool in itself.
That's quite novel.
Yeah, just little accent things, but you'll hear more with the music that'll be upcoming.
What's your first album you bought personally?
The first album I bought, oh, let's see. Now I gotta go all the way back.
Mine's like, I think mine was Beastie Boys, License to Ill, I think was
Really?
mine. Yeah.
The first album.
I'm old as dirt though, so you know.
Oh no. The first album I bought, if I can remember correctly. Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. It was a Michael Jackson album.
Ooh.
It was a Michael Jackson album. I think it was the Dangerous album, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was the Dangerous one. I absolutely love that album. I literally listen to it. I can listen to it all day without stopping it. Just have it on repeat.
We touched briefly a moment ago on Fullsail University. Can you enlighten me exactly what course you did there, please?
I was in the music production program, and it was a 2 to 3 year program, somewhere between there. I started out online while I was in New York, going into Florida, so a couple months online. It was an amazing experience that I'm so grateful that I was able to actually attend Fullsail, especially with being on campus.
It's a great university, isn't it?
It really is. And for me, while I was in New York, I didn't really have the chance to be around others that were in the same field as me, far as in music. It was more of like everyone was just going to school, didn't know what they were doing. And when I went to Full Sail, especially being on campus, you're just full of just that creative energy and every, like, and not even just in the music program. You have the graphic designers, you have the animators and the gamers and stuff. And it's like, it was just inspiring to just be in a place where it's just full of creative minds and people that just want to get their projects out there and make something of themselves.
Do you foresee in the future you expanding your media business and incorporating a video work into that?
I would. I don't just I do the music production, yes, but I do like to see what else I am capable of outside of that. I do create lyric videos, like little motion pictures. I did one for Lost, which was sung by Zoe Mina, and that took forever for my first lyric video. And when I say forever, forever, but especially with the camera angles and stuff that I had to like do, and it was crazy. But I kept learning. I learned by myself. I read a book, look at YouTube because everything's on YouTube. And yeah, I would love to have like a video, just something to create videos, movies, even just to have that as an option, and I can create the soundtrack for my music, for my movies. Wouldn't that be great?
I was going to say, do you see yourself in the future actually? You've been on a journey. I mean, to go from Brooklyn to where you are now, and do you see yourself actually maybe writing a screenplay at all in your future?
What's funny about that, when I was younger, I was very much into trying to create screenplays and writing books and stuff like that. I was always interested in that field. And I believe I still have a couple of them. But yeah, I was always like making little scripts. A lot of times while I was in class, in school, the teacher will have like a whole screenplay of like, what was one of them called? It's like an Oedipus, something like that, like a Greek tale. And I'll be like, hey mom, I want us to like practice this, and I want us to do this and that, and maybe I can study it and create something of my own to go into the same, like, yeah, I was always doing that. But I would love to create a screenplay. That would be amazing. I would love to do that.
Touching on, could bring you back now to the umbrella of Fynesse Music and Music Productions with Derek Scott Sr. When did this partnership or this label started to formulate and come together?
So I was still at Fullsail, and I guess someone, because I was also known as Fynesse in Fullsail whenever I was presenting or having my production time or whatever. And I guess someone there told him about me because I was just in my own world, and he introduced himself, I guess, in one of the meetings that we have, because Full Sail's an open campus. You can come see everyone and have meetings and stuff like that. And he was like, hey, we're looking for someone, would you be willing to work? We trying to build this, we're trying to build something, make a name in the music industry to dominate. And I was like, okay, I'm with it. Let's do it. And we brainstormed, we came up with stuff, and we were like, let's create Fynesse Music Productions and make it not only about me, but it's Fynesse is like Fynesse is in terms of just being great at something. You're like a pro at something. No one can do it better than you. That's what Fynesse basically means. And it's a company and it's a production team where we're trying to be as great as we possibly can be to make a name that'll just ring bells and have people like, oh my gosh, they made it. As an independent label, they did their thing. So that's where that all came from. And we're still working and finding artists and collaborating and making names.
The current roster of artists that you're working with, you've actually managed to create and bring together a team where you're not just in one genre, where it's not just this stereotypical, where your typical gangster rap. You've found yourself, like I say, you found yourself Stina Jones, who's a melodic, great singer, great vocals. You've got Lady Cuts, First Avenue Pumpkin, which is a cool name, man. I love it. And again, it's raw, it's powerful. I mean, she's got something I really like. I really like everything about First Avenue. I think she's fantastic. And then the man himself, you've got C. Morris as well. He's just absolutely, I mean, am I right in saying, is it Breaking and Danger? Yes. C. Morris. I mean, the latest one being Danger, his latest release?
Yes, Danger was the latest release, yes.
How did that come up? How did that come together?
So my manager was scrolling and found his page, and he was like, Fynesse, listen to this. I was like, oh, what's up? And I was listening. I was like, please, we need to grab him up immediately. He's dope. Like, where is he? Like, can we work? And so Derek, my manager, reached out to his manager, and they talked and everything, and they set up a meeting between me and Simos. And then me and Simos had a conversation, and I told him how much I loved his music, and apparently he was a fan of me as well. And at that time, Danger, the instrumental, the beat itself, I created online. Like, I went live, created a beat, and I had it out. He was like, I like that beat. I was like, I'm glad you do, because I would love for you to be on it and see what you can do. And it was different from what he had out before. And I wanted to see if he would be able to go ahead and just let go of like everything and do something that's just out of his lane, not out of his lane, but like different for him, something that'll branch him out. And it came out to be one of the dopest songs I made.
I think so. I think it's an absolute, for me personally as well, I mean, just my opinion, it crosses over into a club track as well. It's that beat, the beat gives it that crossover element for me personally.
Yeah, it was a lot on my mind creating the beat. It was like, okay, I want to create kind of a rock song, but not really rock. I want to have EDM elements, and I also I still want to have that hip hop feel. So all those three combined into one, and that was created. It was like, whoa, what the mind can think of.
Lady Cuts track, I'm Real. Again, it's an exceptionally powerful track.
It is. It is. I did not work on that, unfortunately. Wish I did. But with Lady Cut, she's a powerhouse in itself. Her voice is just, it's something you have to listen to. She's not just rapping, she's making statements. She's making you like, hey, listen, this is what it is, this is what it's about. If you're listening, cool. If not, walk away. It's very straightforward in your face. And my manager got in touch with her a while ago, and we are working on a couple things that I'm very excited about, and I wish I could talk to somebody about it, and I really can't. But all I can say is that it's just, there's no end to how much power she has, not only in her voice, but her lyrics as well.
And then you've got Stina Jones with Worth It. Yes. Again, completely different. I mean, you really found a diversity on your platform.
Yes, have to. It shows when you have versatility in your music. It's saying that you can't be put in one lane. You can be put anywhere and you'll be okay. You can adapt. That's basically what I'm saying. And Stina Jones, Worth It itself was graduated in 2020. And it was another singer named Natasha that I went to school with, and lost touch, unfortunately. But I had a plan last year saying, hey, why don't we revamp this song, have a more powerful singer on it, and see what happens. Let's try to get this out. And so we found Stina Jonet from a mutual friend. And it was like we called her and she was like, what do you need me for? This song's already great. I'm like, trust me. Just trust me. If you get on this song, it'll be 100 times more better. And she actually lives here in Florida, and so we actually met in person.
Oh, that's a lot easier then.
Yes, we met in person. She's the one of the first artists that I've actually got to work with in person, because with others is more of long distance and Zoom chats and stuff. And so I recorded, I mixed it, and it went beautifully. And we had so much feedback with each other. We stayed in communication, made sure that we were both happy with the output of the track. And she killed it. There's nothing much more to say than she absolutely killed it. And I'm glad that she had fun with it, because that's also something I look for, is that you have fun on the tracks that you're on.
If the opportunity presents itself, especially now, like you said, coming into the spring, summer, will you actually be, if the opportunity comes to actually tour with these artists and actually be there while they perform, you being on stage with them, be either doing the DJing, etc., will you be a part of that?
Oh yes, most definitely. I would love to go on a tour with the artists that I'm working with, and just to represent us as a whole. And I call us a family, because that's what it is. It's that it's not just a team; it's a family of people that just want to keep building each other up into an industry that is very hard to get into, and we're still together and making moves. So a tour, I would absolutely love to have a tour with them. It would be amazing.
Has there been any plans put together for these guys to start collaborating?
There have. A few of them will be collaborating. I won't say names, but there's definitely a lot of collaborations with them that are be coming up, hopefully soon. And it's like I said, the songs that I make for these artists are not what they're used to. It's music that gives them that room to experiment with themselves and see what they are capable of as an artist, and to grow themselves as an artist. And the music that will be coming out, you would not expect it to have been for them, in a good way, if that makes sense.
Sorry.
Okay.
Nowadays, with the music industry as well, there's an awful lot of saturation, and people don't really realize how much effort and time and creativity is going in for these independent artists.
Yeah.
Is this something that you're conscious of every single day, the amount of hours you're putting in?
There's a lot of things to be conscious of. So that's it. One of the things that really builds around it is my promotional team. Keeping our name out there, and having people that are behind you to be like, they're still here. They're making moves, they're doing what they gotta do. And then it's very easy to forget an independent artist, because that independent name is just, it's, who are they, basically, in some people's eyes. And the whole part of this is to let people know that before the fame, the artists that are out now and made a name for themselves were independent. And it's basically saying, don't underestimate those who are independent artists, because there is a room for us to make a name for ourselves and make it. And with the promotional team that I have, we're helping, they're helping everyone to see and I have a team that's talking with distributors and all that other stuff, just all over the place to make sure our name is there. Not just Fynesse, but CMOs, Lady Cuts, we're throwing everything out there so people can see everyone.
In terms of albums, have any of these artists got up and coming albums in the very near future?
There, there is an album that is in the works. Can't say exactly when it'll come out. I hope that time, maybe later this year, hopefully. It'll be out, but it is something that's been in the works and we've been planning to have be put out. It's especially hard when you're working with artists that aren't in one place, in one area. You have people that are in New York, you have people that are in New Jersey, it's just all over the place. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to keep that communication up sometimes because of that long distance. And it's a hassle sometimes, but you just got to push through and make sure things are just going to continue happening.
Do you mind me asking, are you now able to concentrate? Are you in a position where you concentrate fully on your music?
I am. I can trust my team with literally anything that comes about them, with the promotions and getting in touch with radios and such like that. And that thankfully gives me the time to be like, okay, all I have to do is worry about my production, my mixing and my mastering, and just keeping in contact with artists whenever something occurs, or just check on their well-being, because mental health is a thing too.
I'm glad you touched on that.
Yeah, mental health is a thing too, and it's always good to check in with artists and make sure they're doing okay, and see if there's anything that they need to, like, not get over it, but just to ease them forward so that they know that everything's okay, and you basically got this, like, you're good.
It's actually really refreshing nowadays that we're able to speak about mental illness so openly and honestly.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's no longer something that's swept under the carpet, it's great that it's recognized. Are you there as not just as a friend, but also as a mentor and a guide for your team, do you feel?
I try to be. Of course, I have my days where I'm feeling down and stuff like that. And a lot of times I have to stay strong for my team and make sure I'm there for them. But it's good that people are more open about their mental health now and letting it out instead of having it inside and basically slowly killing them. Because that's something that I've been through. Just having everything inside and just slowly killing me. It's not worth it. So I'd rather just have everyone talk, make sure everything's okay.
What's next for you?
What's next for me? Maybe a Grammy, maybe a couple.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That's definitely on the list of things. But that's short term. What's next is I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I have a lot of things planned as far as in music being more advanced on my part. I'm always trying to think of what I can do to not only surprise people, but to be like, I've never heard something like that before. Yeah. That's a pretty cool concept. So I'm always thinking of what's big and what's new that I can do music-wise. Long term, of course, Grammys, awards, not only for me, but for my team as well. Just to get our flowers, basically. Just get our roses and let people recognize that we are here. We're doing what we got to do, and we're in this industry to make an impact.
Thank you very much for your time. We're almost up. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
Of course. So first off, I want to shout out Fynesse Music Productions on all my team, CMOs, Lady Stina Jonet. And I want to give a shout out to It's Lincoln Radio. Shout out to y'all. You
Thank
guys
you.
are awesome, of course. And Iron Throne. I know you have that connection with Iron Throne.
For sure.
No,
How you doing, Naz?
yes, I love her so much. But yeah, that's my shout outs. Thank you so much for having me on this platform. I appreciate it greatly. I had a
Thank
great
you. It's Fynesse Banks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Peace. Take care. Bye-bye.